Stratford Knights Coaches Show. I'm Matt Burnett here with head football coach Denny McDaniel, bringing you all the best in fall Stratford sports. First off, Coach, girls golf going to state.
Had a big placement yesterday for Lower State. Good job right there.
Coach would put me in 2003. We'd have won state, just so you know. That's important. That's important to remember.
I'll slice it.
Tennis begins their playoffs at Carolina Forest on Thursday, and volleyball begins their playoffs against West Ashley on Wednesday. So we're wrapping up most of fall sports, but we are coming up still in the midst of football season. And Coach McDaniel, the streak is over. The streak is over. Ding dong, the streak is over. How do you feel breaking a 10-game streak against Caneback?
It feels really good. Kids have been putting in a lot of hard work. We've been close a lot of years. Just always seemed the ball never bounced our way, but Friday night came up big, had some big stops on the defensive side of the ball, and then offensively we just really clicked on all night offensively.
Yep, they only punted one time, very first drive, came out, missed a deep ball, ended up had to get a holding call, backed up, had to punt that time. Other than that, offensively, just moving the ball at will up and down the field, just tremendous job. And start out with the big man first. Malik McGowan absolutely going off. Not only running the football, but catching the football as well.
Yeah, he's a mismatch for defensive coordinators. If you load the box, we can put him out there in a route, and he trusts his hands very much so. And then if you leave the box side, he's going to tear you up in that run game. So definitely had a great night. He played like the player he's supposed to be. Had a really good night for us tonight, and it just helps us out being able to put a dual threat like that out there where we can put him in the backfield but also maneuver him out in the formation and kind of dictate the defenses what they can do.
Well, just recap for the game. Come out. We had to punt on our first drive. They come out. They score. We come back. We score. And they get it back. They score right before the half. They score, and we come back. So it ended up being like it was 14. We missed the extra point, so it was 14-13. They come back, and we get a stop right there before the half. They kick a field goal to go up 4. And then right then, with probably, 40 seconds left? Maybe? 37 seconds left. You make a decision not to go ahead and end the half, which is what all our commentators always do. You decide to go ahead and take a shot, come back. Malik catches a huge ball down the sideline. Right. Big-time catch on the sideline. Come back, and then Garidi steps up with probably might have been the biggest kick of the year, punches it through to go in down 1 instead of down 4. How big is that a lift for you as you go in, not having to come up, being only less than a field goal down?
Well, it's a huge momentum swing there at the end because you kind of deflated a little bit because we're down 17-13, about 37 seconds left. We talked about if we get the ball in a decent spot, we'll see if we can do something for a couple plays. We had a timeout in our back pocket, so we made try to run slow screen on the first play into the boundary, even though some of the commentators said to the field, which they don't understand, said if the boundary's better. But they ran a good play. We got a couple yards out of it. We got a bounds, and then obviously put Malik out wide, like we talked about earlier, just his threat as a receiver. And he ran a little hitch and go. When this came up with a big catch from Jenkins, put the ball down there, was able to get us down there, and then we were able to convert again with another long play, get down there in field goal range. So we had some time there. We tried to hit a ball in the end zone, but we told Jenkins, hey, you got about 5.7 seconds left right here. If it's there, throw it. If not, throw it out the back of the end zone. And as soon as he hit his back foot, play wasn't there, so he threw it at the back of the end zone. We were able to go out there and, great stat by Trey Bowers, good hold by Parrott, and Grady does what he's supposed to, splits through the uprights.
Absolutely, huge play. Also in the first half, the big man, Micah Adams, takes one 64 yards on a tight end hot pass right down the field. I don't know if he could have looked backwards more to make sure nobody was catching up on him, but he takes one and absolutely goes to the house.
We always talk about learning our lessons. If you go back to that first game against Somerville, he had a similar play and lost that ball. But watching him, run that route, and he caught it, Jacob made a great read on it. It's an RPO game that we have built in. The corner stayed outside, safety rolled down the front side of it, so we were able to hit Micah. But he kept that ball high and tight the whole time. And I don't think he was looking the whole time. He kept giving some glances there and, just ran away from him. As a big man that he is, as athletic he is, very impressive and just excited for him.
So come out into the second half. They get the ball first. Come out, defense who've been struggling a little bit. They come out, shut them down 3 and out on the first series, and that to me really felt like that's what changed the whole environment.
Yeah, definitely. We were struggling a little bit defensively in the first half of getting them stopped. Their offense is tough to stop if you don't, practice against it a whole lot, which nobody really does, so they don't see it a whole lot. But halftime our defensive coaches made some adjustments. Players Met with them. We talked about it. We kind of got it, back on the same page. When they would come here and, get a huge stop that first 3 and out, especially with them, anytime you can force them into a punt, it just helps you out offensively, and we're able to convert and get ourselves back in the ball game.
So getting the stop, come back. By the way, getting the stop is also important to talk about the fact of two guys who had a tremendous game, the two safeties, Trent Fordham and Jonah Coleman. I think they had over 10 tackles apiece in the ball game.
Yeah, Trent had 14 total tackles. Jonah Coleman had 15 total tackles. Really good job coming to safety spot, rolling down when they see that pitch, get involved in the offense. Also, defensively, Bryce Clemens and Cameron Gibbs and Mason Morris all had big games. I think Cameron led us in 18 tackles total. Bryce had 15. I think Mason had 16 as well. So that's exactly how you're supposed to play the option when you wish our defensive lineman guys were more involved, but that means they're tackling the dive responsibility, and our guys are rolling to the scraping their responsibility as well.
They had just amazing job in the second half. Come back, we end up scoring, and then probably the tail, really, Jenkins ended up running one in, but probably the biggest two plays that I've probably been since I've seen at Stratford. Two deep ball backside posts by Jenkins Davis. The first one to Sean Harris, second one to Jaden Lee. Absolute just bombs. Both of whom we never got to set his feet. Just absolutely just dropped it on those two guys. Right. Huge plays.
Huge plays. That's something we come out. We off of boot pass action. We talk about taking a peek down the field, and obviously he took a peek, saw that Sean ran a great post route. We probably had him available a couple other games. We just couldn't get it, our feet set, and then Jenkins saw he was so wide open that he didn't get his feet set. He just made one heck of a throw. It's probably why he's going to Liberty and Strongbow quarterback, but made a heck of a throw with pressure in his face. And, Sean just came with a big play right there, a big catch. We were able to score right there. Then the other one, we had just gotten the first down and got a holding call and got brought back. And we put us behind the sticks there pretty good bit. And, we called the play action pass right there, called that boot pass right there. But very similar to what we called with Sean earlier in the game. And, Jenkins saw, corners were struggling to cover that post route. Jaden Lee just stuck with the route, and Jenkins put it up there where he can go get it, and Jay made a play on it. Tremendous play for us, move the ball down there inside the red zone.
As a fan, I can tell you, I was standing over there on the sideline. It was one of those no, yes moves because it did not like it was going where it was headed. Right. Just absolutely tremendous play, and that really iced it. But also, you still got to get a stop back on defense, or otherwise you get into a weird onside kick situation. And Bryce Clemens comes up with a sack and then a huge interception to end the ball game. He really showed up big in a big moment.
Yes, Bryce has been getting better all year long. He's had a tremendous offseason in the summertime, and then we just see him getting better week to week in that position of inside linebacker. On the sack call, Coach Smith made a great blitz call. He hit that gap and was bam right there on the guy. And obviously Kane Bay's offense is not designed to be behind the sticks, put away behind the sticks right then, and we knew they were going to have to throw the football. And Bryce did a great job of reading high hat from the offensive lineman and got into his drop area, and the quarterback never saw him. And he just stepped in and made a great play on the ball for us.
And previously on the drop before that, they had a chance. They had a wheel route open, and Travoy Jenkins got in the middle of it, broke that up. Yep. So even again, you don't work on pass coverage at all during the week for Kane Bay. You really not something you worry about. Yep. But you got to make that play. You make that play. So just a great effort of making the plays you had to make when you made them. One thing we got to talk about is you don't have the kind of rushing night that you have without the five guys up front between Greg Campbell, Antonio Gant, Ben Jordan, TJ, and Pelham. Just absolutely monsters up front, just moving the pile.
Yeah, it's when you're trying to call plays offensively, and without a doubt that those five guys up there are just road grading the guys up front, it makes your playbook open up tremendously. And you should be able to impose your will like that. And those guys are 5 seniors and have done a really good job. Coach Braun has done a great job with them this year. We know that's who's going to make us go on Friday nights. If those guys are able to establish a line of scrimmage, and that's what we did all night against Kane Bay. We go back and watch the tape. We knew we were doing good offensively out there Friday night because we were putting up a lot of points. But when you go back and watch the tape, just the dominance that we had up front was just really impressive to watch.
The really impressive thing is how much they were getting down the field. You pull around, I see Greg Campbell out there, who's a monster of a man, just leading the way. But speaking of blocking, J.Q. Crosby had a huge receiving night, but he was absolutely laying the sticks on some people. So like the one with Jenkins scores, he lifted that kid up off his feet.
Yeah, Coach Tidwell likes to always tell J.Q. that Georgia Southern's getting one heck of a blocking tight end. A little inside joke there, but that's what separates J.Q. as a player-wise. All these receivers, everybody wants to catch the ball with big stats. But JQ much rather block than anything, and that's what sets him apart. And that's what Georgia Southern recognized. He's a very physical player. What was great about that run, I know exactly what you're talking about because the commentators went over it several times, but like he tells Jenkins, he waves Jenkins on and tells him, sets a guy up and just annihilates him there at the goal line. And we actually won our block of the week with that block right there. So tremendous job by JQ.
One other guy we got to mention on special teams, Jordan Crawford, man or missile is the real question because he just ran through some guys on kickoff. I mean, just running over and through people from Cambridge.
He was long time ago when I was coaching at another school. Our head coach at that time, at Special Forces, not Special Teams, and the kickoff was kamikaze. And seeing Jordan Crawford Friday night come down and just blow up that wedge reminded me of just kamikazes right there. I mean, he was just throwing his body in there, reckless abandonment, and did a really good job. Forced that guy to return to bounce some, so we were able to hit him up and get good tackles. But Jordan Crawford, tremendous job on that kickoff all night.
Overall, just couldn't have been more excited, especially because you had to come out really. There were multiple times we could have gone either way, and we found a way to get it done. Just congratulations to the coaching staff and the kids. So it looks like we put ourselves in a position where one more win guarantees a region title in the last two. 2 wins, you definitely probably lock up the 2 seed overall. How you feel about keeping everybody focused on the overall mission right now?
That's something that's testament to our team and our leadership, our senior leadership and the leadership council. That's all we talked about. Yeah, it was a great win for us, but came right back in, dialed back into practice this morning. Going to have a great week of practice. All we're talking about, always preaching about, and not only coaching staff but our players as well, just going 1-0 this week. We can't worry about next week. We can't worry about where the seeding is. Can't worry about this. We can only control what we control, and that's what we're going to try to focus on, and just worry about going 1-0 this week.
Gotcha. So you got Wando this week. Obviously, tough ball club all the time when you head over to Mount Pleasant. What are you looking for in that ball game?
Obviously, their head coach, coach here with us, so we're very similar on the opposite styles of the ball. We probably do it a little bit better than they do. So, but defensively, they're really getting after it defensively. They're in that 4-3 look right there. They're got hats to the ball at all times right now. Special teams wise, I feel just watching their special teams, I think we got a little bit of advantage in there. It's definitely one of those situations where we're going to have to go in there and play discipline with our eyes. Coach Perrin likes to do some counter stuff and try to get some guys loose in the backfield. So we have to worry about that. Offensively, we just got to go and execute our style of offense, eliminate penalties, and just allow the system work for itself.
Well, first 7-game win, longest winning streak since 2004, I believe, right?
Yes.
So just absolutely great season. We will continue going forward. This is the Stratford Night Coaches Show, sponsored by Jimmy Dunn State Farm Insurance.
Go Knights.